One autumn evening, an unexpected shock shattered the foundation of my existence. After 20 years of marriage, two extraordinary daughters, and a bond one believed was indestructible, my world collapsed in a single moment. I returned home earlier than anticipated, unaware that the life I cherished was on the verge of unraveling. As I stepped into our bedroom and saw the determined look on my wife's face, my heart stuttered. Was this merely an impromptu getaway? Or was I standing at the precipice of a heart-wrenching betrayal? If you're ready to hear the unfiltered truth of what unfolded, prepare yourself. This tale carries the full weight of its emotional turmoil. I share it with raw honesty, hoping you'll reflect on the stark realities I've confronted. Your thoughts and support mean the world to me. I'm Thomas Bennett. When this chapter of my life began, my wife, Rachel, and I had just celebrated 2 decades of marriage. We met as college students, tying the knot shortly after graduation. Together, we built a life enriched by our 2 incredible daughters, Olivia and Grace. Olivia had recently embarked on her college journey, while Grace was nearing the end of high school. Just a month earlier, we'd settled Olivia into a state university, and Grace was considering the same path for the next year. Like most sisters, they had their occasional clashes, but their bond was unbreakable. Olivia's departure left a quiet emptiness in our home. Though we were proud of her new chapter, the adjustment was challenging. I held a senior role at a well-respected financial firm, while Rachel managed operations at a building materials company. A departure from her art history degree. We were comfortable living in a charming house, driving reliable cars, and enjoying a stable life. But Olivia's absence weighed heavily on Rachel, more than I'd realized. She'd grown distant, though I hadn't yet probed the cause. That Friday, I left the office early, eager to spend time with Rachel since Grace was away at a school camp. I pictured a cozy weekend, perhaps a quiet dinner by candlelight to rekindle the spark in our relationship. I'd sensed a growing distance between us, but chose to focus on repairing it rather than confronting it head-on. As I pulled into the driveway, I noticed Rachel's car in the garage. She'd left work early too. Entering the house, I called out, "Darling, I'm home." Her faint reply echoed from upstairs. I made my way to the bedroom, where I found her standing before a mirror, applying makeup. She wore the elegant emerald dress I'd given her for our anniversary, adorned with a delicate gold bracelet I'd picked out. An open suitcase sat nearby, partially filled with clothes. Time froze. My heart raced. This wasn't the romantic escape I'd imagined. A wave of truth was about to crash over me. "Are we going somewhere?" I asked, my voice laced with unease. "You didn't mention a trip, but I can pack fast." "Where are we headed?" My brief hope dissolved as I awaited her response. Rachel's gaze fell to the floor, and she spoke with measured calm. "Thomas, I'm sorry, but I'm going away this weekend. I wasn't planning to tell you, but since you're here, I owe you honesty." The word "away" reverberated in my mind, tinged with disbelief. How could that word align with our vows? Was this some cruel jest? I'd never felt so blindsided. "Away? What does that mean?" "We're married, Rachel. This isn't an open marriage. How could you do this?" My voice quivered with hurt and confusion. Her tone remained composed, almost distant. "Thomas, it's just for the weekend. Since Olivia left, I've felt lost. This is like a reset, a chance to rediscover myself. I'll be back Monday, the same Rachel. Nothing will change." Her words sent a chill through me. "Rachel, this is madness. How long has this been going on? Who is he? Are you having an affair?" She shook her head firmly. "No, it's not an affair. We've only had a few lunches. It's just a brief escape, a one-time thing. He's married too, with kids. I don't want this to destroy us. It's just this weekend. Please try to understand." The word "understand" ignited a spark of fury within me. How could she expect me to accept this betrayal? "So you think a weekend with another man will somehow save our marriage?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper, laden with disbelief. Her reply was resolute. "Yes, I need to feel alive, desired, vibrant again. This is something I must do. I'm asking you to give me this weekend as a gift. I'll be back Monday and everything will stay the same." In that moment, the woman before me seemed like a stranger, not the Rachel I'd loved for years. Words eluded me. Reason felt distant. Taking a deep breath, I said, "If you're determined, that's your choice. But you have until your ride arrives to change your mind. And please keep your phone on for your safety, nothing else." Rachel paused, then nodded. "Okay, but promise you won't follow me or interfere." I gave my word, though a storm raged within me. Her betrayal had set us on an irreversible course, and I was already planning my next steps. As Rachel packed and waited for her ride, I sat in silence, torn between halting her and preserving my pride. I chose the latter. When the car arrived, she grabbed her suitcase and left without a glance back. Rachel was gone. My heart pounded as I reached for my phone, emotions swirling. A new chapter was dawning. There was someone from my past, someone I'd once cared for deeply but never pursued because of my commitment to Rachel. Her name was Emily. With a trembling yet determined voice, I called her. "Hi Emily, it's Thomas," I said. Her warm, familiar voice carried me back to simpler days. "Thomas, it's been so long. I've thought of you often." I briefly explained what had happened. Rachel's choice to spend the weekend with another man, and my realization that our marriage was over. Emily paused, then gently asked, "What do you need, Thomas?" I took a deep breath. "Emily, years ago, I promised that if my marriage ever ended, I'd reach out to you. Here I am. I'd like to see you tonight just to talk." She agreed without hesitation. I drove to her home, where she greeted me with a warm smile that calmed my inner turmoil. We spent hours talking about Rachel's betrayal, my pain, and the connection Emily and I had once shared but never explored. As we spoke, a long-buried longing resurfaced. I didn't just want one evening with Emily, I wanted a life with her. That weekend with Emily, both emotionally and physically, filled a void I hadn't known existed. Rachel's departure had become my liberation. When Rachel returned on Sunday, she walked in with a confident stride, her eyes alight. "See? I'm back, the same Rachel. Nothing's changed." But everything had. That weekend had been a turning point for me. Though part of me wanted to believe I still loved her, my heart had moved on. I listened as she spoke, but it felt like I was observing her from a distance, detached. When she finished, I spoke calmly. "Rachel, this weekend showed me something. Our marriage is over. I might forgive you, but I can't stay in this relationship. Tomorrow, I'll start the divorce process." Her initial relief turned to panic and shock. She realized her choices had altered everything. She wept and pleaded, but my resolve was unshakable. The divorce with Rachel was fair and straightforward. I spoke openly with Olivia and Grace, encouraging them to maintain their love for their mother despite her errors. In time, we all adjusted to the new reality. Emily and I rekindled our love, and within a few years, we married and welcomed 2 wonderful children. I also formed a deep bond with Emily's daughter, Lily. Looking back, I see that weekend as the pivot that reshaped my life. Sometimes, the deepest betrayals lead to the most beautiful new beginnings. Rachel's choices cost her our marriage, but they guided me to true love with Emily. Thank you for staying with my story. Hold your loved ones close, and take care.